Hey everyone, ever wanted to just jump in and have your first basic conversation in Arabic but had no idea where to even begin? Well, you're in the right place. In just the next few minutes, we're going to build that conversation from scratch. Name, age, and work. Ready? Let's do this.
So that's the big question, right? Are you ready? Because I promise, by the end of this, you absolutely will be. We're going to give you all the tools and the confidence to get started.
Look, I get it. Starting a new language, especially one that looks so different, can feel a little overwhelming. Kind of like you're looking at a big, tangled mess. But don't worry. Do not feel lost. We're going to untangle it all, breaking it down into super simple, manageable pieces, step by step.
Okay, so before we can build sentences, we need our tools, right? Think of this next part as us gathering our essential toolkit, the absolute must-have building blocks for any conversation.
Now, what you're seeing here might look small, but these three little endings are incredibly powerful. They're suffixes, meaning they just tack on to the end of words, and they are the secret key to making things personal. So we've got I for my, ka for your when you're talking to a man, and ki for your when you're talking to a woman. Keep these in your back pocket. They're crucial.
And here are the words we're going to be using. Pretty simple stuff. Ma is what, ism is name, and ana is I. Now you're probably noticing that number 3 in the next two words, ramr for age and amau for work. That 3 just represents a sound we don't have in English, a sound called ain that you make in the back of your throat. For now, just know it's there. We're about to attach our suffixes to these words.
All right, our toolkit is assembled. Let's get to work and build our very first and probably most important question.
We're going to put this together piece by piece, just like Legos. First, you grab the word for what, which is ma. Then you add our noun, ism, for name. And finally, let's say we're speaking to a guy, we attach that little suffix we just learned, ka, for your.
And check it out. Ma plus ism plus ka all blends together to become ma esmoka. It's really that simple. Seriously, congratulations. You just built your first full question in Arabic.
Okay, so what if you're talking to a woman? This is the best part. It's such an easy change. You just swap that final suffix. So ma ismoka for a male becomes ma ismoki for a female. It's just that one little sound at the very end that makes all the difference.
So how do you answer? You'd say something like Ana ismi Yusuf. Let's break that down. Ana, that's I. Then we have ismi for name. And hey, look, there's our e suffix for my. So ismi literally means my name. Ana ismi, and then you just pop your name on the end.
Awesome. You've totally mastered the pattern for asking and answering about a name. And the really great news is, we can apply this exact same logic to our next topics.
See? The pattern is identical. We just swap out the noun. Instead of ism for name, we slide in umr for age. So ma ismoka becomes ma umroka. And for a female, you guessed it, ma umroki. Same structure, different word. Easy peasy.
Now for the answer. A common response would be something like Ladaya Ashrona Aman, which means I have 20 years. But hey, don't get hung up on memorizing Arabic numbers just yet. The key thing to grab here is the phrase right at the start of that sentence.
And that phrase is ladaya. It means I have. This is a super useful phrase to know as a beginner, so definitely file that one away. You'll use it a lot.
Okay, I'll be honest, asking about work is a little different. It's a bit of a curveball because we're using a verb now, and that verb changes. For a male, you ask matha tamo. For a female, it's matha tamailin. For right now, the best way forward is to just memorize these two really useful phrases as they are.
And, of course, to answer the question, you'll need a profession. In our example here, we're using the word tabib, which means doctor.
So the full answer would be ana a'mal katabib. Let's see, ana is I, a'mal is work, and katabib means as a doctor. And just like that, you now have all three pieces for a complete self-introduction. Amazing!
We have covered a lot of ground really fast. So let's just pause for a second and put everything on one screen for you. Think of this as your personal cheat sheet for that first conversation.
So here it is, your whole script for a conversation with a male. Ma ismuka with the answer ana ismi. Then ma umruka, and you'd answer with ladea. And finally, mada ta'mo
which you'd answer with Ana atmal ka. And remember, if you're speaking to a female, just change those ka endings to ki and use tatmalin for the work question. You now have the full script.
So, you've learned the blocks, you've built the sentences, you literally have the complete script in front of you. The only thing left to do now is actually use it. So, the real question is, who are you going to practice with first?